namaskar. This is Firstpost and you're watching Vantage with me, Palki Sharma. The biggest story tonight comes from Pakistan. The army has lost the election. Usually countries have armies. In Pakistan, the army has a country. And this is an army that has never won a war and never lost an election. But this time, there was an anticlimax. Nawaz Sharif has just declared himself the winner, the single largest party, at least that's what he says. But it doesn't really matter. People in Pakistan have voted against the army. There are reports of protests in many parts of the country after widespread reports of rigging. What will this election mean for Pakistan, India and the world? More risk, more uncertainty. We'll discuss all of that. And speaking of risk, Sam Altman, the man behind ChatGPT, is betting big again. A $7 trillion project on chips. We'll tell you all about it. In Myanmar, the junta remains on the back foot as the rebels gain ground. What does it mean for Indian projects and security? In Ukraine, Zelensky has fired his army chief. In the US, Joe Biden says his memory is fine after a probe report questioned his mental capacity. In Singapore, the Prime Minister has asked people to add little dragons to their family. We'll tell you why. Amid economic slowdown and cost of living crises, luxury brand Hermes is recording booming sales. Why is Taylor Swift getting so much hate? And what happens when an adopted child is returned? All this and more coming up. The headlines first. In India, at least 4 people dead in the violence in Uttarakhand's Haldwani, around 250 injured, including several police officers. Curfew imposed, schools and internet services shut, shoot-at-sight orders issued against rioters. Violence erupted after the demolition of an illegal Islamic school and mosque. Israel launches fresh airstrikes on Rafah in South Gaza. Around 1.5 million Palestinians are living in the city, which borders Egypt. The US says Israel's actions in Gaza have been quote-unquote over the top. This is the sharpest criticism from Israel's top ally since the war began in October. Donald Trump set for a big legal victory. The US Supreme Court likely to reject a bid to disqualify Trump. In December, Colorado's top court had disqualified him from the state's primary ballot for his role in the 2021 Capitol riots. Trump had challenged the verdict in the Supreme Court. The fractured 15-member West African bloc Appeals for Unity holds emergency talks on the political crisis in Senegal. President Macky Sall has delayed the election there. Earlier, 3 coup-hit countries exited the economic community of West African states called ECOWAS. Watch your weight. While travelling on Finnair, the Finnish carrier has begun weighing passengers with their carry-on luggage. Says it will help better assess the aircraft's weight before takeoff. The weigh-ins will happen till May on a voluntary basis. And FIFA break its silence on the introduction of blue cards, saying talk of blue cards at elite levels in football is premature. A blue card will be less severe than a red one. Since the 1970 World Cup, there has been no change in the rules regarding cards.